Let's bring in the coach, Bruce Boudreau. Bruce, thank you for waiting. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I could listen to that "What Say You" song all day long. That's the best intro song ever.
You know what?
I don't know who sings it or where it came from, but I love it.
That was a listener who actually put that together and sent it to us. So yeah, it was actually it was nominated for Song of the Year at the Estes 2 years ago. An award that you won this year for Guest of the Year. So you have something in common, I guess.
Wow. Okay. No, it's pretty good. I'm glad you let it all run because I was grooving.
Bruce Boudreau with us on the show this morning. Bruce, the Oilers have an issue, man. They can get 2-0 leads or 2-goal leads, but they can't hold the 2-goal leads. They've blown 5 multi-goal leads already this season in their first 15 games. I mean, is that just one of those things, or is this a major issue that they got to sort out?
Well, first, the way you said it, okay, now this is an analogy I'm going to use, and you guys might get it, but it's stupid as hell, but it's the first thing I thought of. Okay, you remember the Seinfeld episode when he's going to the rent-a-car and he's going, you can take a reservation, you just can't keep the reservation.
Which is the point.
That's exactly which is the point, right? Like, so I know those 5 games that they've given up a lead. Like, I mean, if they hadn't given up a lead, people would be saying, wow, this could be the best Oilers team in a long time. But I think they stopped playing. And I think the longer it goes, the more conversation goes about it. And then they, instead of just playing and doing what they're doing to get the lead, keep attacking. Once you get in that prevent defensive mode, or you're now all of a sudden that third guy is way high and there's no forecheck going, you're always going to be in your zone and you're going to get caught. And that seems to be, to me, what's happening to the Oilers in the games that they've had those leads.
So, Bruce, would you say is this a coaching issue, or is this a players not executing what they're supposed to be doing issue?
I think it's a coaching, and then you get into the culture of it, and where they're talking on the bench. Okay, we got a lead tonight. We're not going to blow this one. And the more they talk about it, the more their sticks tighten and they play more defensively. And inexcusably is they start to get scored on. And once that first goal goes in, you can hear the "oh, here we go again" from the TV, and that's not what you want. You want, to me, the attitude being, we've got a 2-goal lead. Let's make it 3. If it's the last 3 or 4 minutes in the game, okay, yeah, like we'll really pull back and we'll be a little bit more defensive. But if you're at the beginning of the third period, you get that 2-goal lead, you can't quit playing, because you look at all the comebacks in today's game. Look at the Leafs came back from 3-0 in the third period the other day, just because the team quit playing. The other team quit playing and let Leafs come at them. And the players are too good in the NHL. If you play too much time in your zone, you're going to get scored on.
Coaching your players, as Dusty asked, does this also have something like, Corey Perry's no longer there? I know Evander Kane missed a large chunk of the season, but did provide some, punch into that lineup when he was in there. Zach Hyman obviously has been out. How much does that factor in terms of, like, a veteran guy, and you would know this, behind the bench, but a guy like Corey Perry, kind of coaching from the ice as well, and just kind of a second part, how big of an addition? I know it's going to help them a lot in front of the net and such, obviously in the top 6, but how much will Zach Hyman aid or assist or better now this group when he ultimately returns in, a couple of games, I guess is the forecast right now?
Well, with Zach, he's a piece of that top 6 puzzle, and you take him out, and all of a sudden the puzzle, you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, but he comes back and he fits nicely in there. It's just not that he can score, but he fits really good into the top 6. Then everybody else falls in line. I think it's an easy thing when he gets back to make, if you're the coach, to make the lineup easier for you, and you're not always saying, oh, this guy had a bad game, should he be third line left wing or fourth line right wing type thing. It makes it fit. As far as Corey Perry goes, Corey Perry's, he's probably the quietest guy going, but he's such an S disturber.
Yeah.
And on the bench, he's just the little things that he does and says. He doesn't say much. The things he does is where his leadership comes in. He's 40 years old. He will still go at you as if you're a 20-year-old. It don't matter. He's going to come and play hard because he knows only one way to play, and that's to win. And look at this year. The one thing is just very similar to Joe Pavelski in that neither one of them could ever skate. But so the skating hasn't deteriorated. It's been the same speed he's had since he was 20. But his intelligence, his experience, and his play around the net is great. He lost his confidence there for a couple of years, and people automatically put him as a fourth liner. But look at right now, he's averaging a point a game in LA and doing just fine. I think any team that doesn't have him that had him misses him.
That's a good way to look at it. And, just to follow up on that conversation of not having a guy like Perry, they brought in Frederick, who can crash and bang a little bit. But overall, the Oilers are not even remotely close to being what we would consider a physical hockey team. And the game has changed so much, so Bruce, is it possible to be a soft team in today's game, or are most teams just soft? And that's just the way the league is now.
Unfortunately, most teams are soft. Yeah. The guy that you used to have that would sit on the end of the bench to play 4 minutes and go out and beat somebody up early and then be grateful that he doesn't play for the next 35 minutes of the game, that is almost gone. It's a 4-line league, and you need 4 lines to be able to play. It's really you have to have 3 great lines if you're going to have that one guy or the 2 tough guys sitting at the end of the bench that go and cause a disturbance. And the guys now, the tough guys that, you take Olivier from Columbus, he can play.
Yeah, he can play.
He's really tough. So, those are the guys, the Tom Wilsons of the world that are really tough. Everybody wants them on their team because they can also play. So, it's really hard to have just one guy sitting on the bench. If that was the case, like the Islanders the other night when Schaefer got pummeled by Zadorov, they would have had the next period. It would have been a line brawl. But those things don't happen anymore.
You mentioned Tom Wilson. I wanted to transition to Washington and talk about OV, but Tom Wilson scored his 8th goal of the season last night in just 13 games. He's got 15 points in 13 games. He's one of the toughest dudes in the league, so he's kind of a bit of a unicorn. Number 900 last night for Alexander Ovechkin, and I like to think of a world where you were in your coaching room with your assistants at one point, being like, "This guy's going to score 900 in his career." Did that ever happen? Did you predict this, Bruce?
I thought there was some nights he was going to score it that night. When he was going, there was times I coached him when he had 4 goals after the second period, and you just thought there's no limit to what this guy's going to do. And if you look at the way the 900th goal went in last night, there's not too many people that can score a goal like that. It's not an end to end, but it's a backhand on that curve that I still don't know how he can play with it. And he goes in and he's got a foot to put it in, and he does. So, goal scorers, the puck follows him. Alex has been waiting a long time for that. He hasn't had a great start. I think the first 12 games he had 2 goals, and both of them were off face-off draws. So for him to get that goal last night, you could see the smile on his face. He may not say it, but it was like a monkey off his back. And I think he'll play a lot easier now coming up in the next few games.
What did you think of Binnington putting the puck down his pants there afterwards?
Trying to steal the puck.
Then getting caught.
Well, it would have been his only save of the night. So
it's the only time he touched the puck all night when he was trying to hide it. Bruce, quickly on the power play, we've been saying it for 20 years. Ovechkin on the power play, it's unstoppable. From a coaching perspective, how did the league not figure out how to take that away in 2 decades?
Well, because he's had great guys to feed him, and so it's hard for 2 minutes to keep it out of his wheelhouse. For 20 years he's had Mike Green, John Carlson, and even to whatever his name is now, the left-handed D. But for the most part, those two guys have been able to feed him, or Dylan Strome or Nick Backstrom. So
yeah.
I mean, it's been, eventually when you have a good power play, you can not only just look at one man. And when Washington sort of after me, they had TJ Oshie in the slot. If you covered TJ Oshie too closely, Nick could make the pass across and Alex would be open, because you can't have the D that far out and leave the net that empty, because you just throw it to the low guy and he goes in. So it's been very tough. Now, teams in the last couple of years have found a way to at least nullify it a little bit. And that's why when I'm doing the Caps games, I'm subtly suggesting that they put him in the bumper position, because if they put him in the bumper position, there's 4 people against him on the ice, and 3 of them would be covering him. Somebody else would be open. So, I mean, I'd like to see him there, but I'm not the coach, so who knows?
All right, Bruce, as always, man, great catching up with you. We'll do it again in a couple of weeks.
Yes, we will. After December 15th, when we'll see what's going on in the wrestling world. So, I mean, we got to keep up with that.
December 15th, is that his last match?
Cena's last match. But you know what? On December, I think it might be the 11th, because the 13th, they're in Hershey. And I'm going to be in the front row with all of bananas and oranges. I'll be throwing crap at people. Yeah.
Are you going to have a sign? Are you going to do the sign, Bruce, or what?
I'm going to be like Bad Bunny in the front row waiting for a fight there.
So it's Hershey on the 13th, and then the 15th, you're there as well, right? That's the thing. You're
yeah, I think I'm going to go. Yeah. It would be better if Kevin Owens was wrestling, because then I'd get a free ticket. But I might have to pay some money for this stuff.
We still haven't got any sort of official word on the final match, have we?
No, but
I know you suggested Lesnar a couple weeks ago, but
well, they're having a tournament now, and it's a tournament to see who can fight John Cena in a scripted match on his last match. I don't know what that means, but I mean,
how many people are involved in this tournament? What is it, like an 8-man bracket or something?
Yeah, I think it is, and I mean, I don't know who's all in the bracket, but if Lesnar's in it, he's going to be fighting Lesnar, because Lesnar's not going to lose to any of the other guys.
You know what I like? I like them doing this bracket or whatever the tournament is, and then that winner's like, yeah, but Lesnar wasn't in the bracket, and then he comes out, fights that guy, and then gets to take on Cena. Right? You could see.
There you go. Right? Well, you're looking for the storylines that pop, and that would be one that would pop. I think that would be good. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it again in a couple of weeks, man. Thanks a lot.
Okay, talk to you later.
There you go. That's Bruce Boudreau. That was my bad. I didn't even bring up any wrestling. He obviously wanted to talk wrestling.
He knows.
Yeah. I just feel like I don't want to force the wrestling on him, but I think he would just join us to only talk wrestling.
He's comfortable enough now. He mentioned the intro music. I think that Let's Say You is good for bringing him in now.
We should have played the McDavid signing song for him. Next time, remind me in a couple of weeks when Bruce is on. We'll play the McDavid signing song leading in. I think he'll get a kick out of that. That's why Bruce Boudreau was guest of the year last year here at Edmonton Sports Talk.